See me now? Oh. Boom. Maybe. Hey, what's going on, guys? Vaughn's here. What's up, Vaughn? I hope everybody's having a nice and cool and relaxing and productive Saturday. I know it's super hot around here. We just got just got like an industrial shop-sized van set up in the corner over there, blowing. Let me see if I can. This way, like up, trying to get the colder air upstairs, and upstairs. Oh, that's extra audio. I don't need that. Let's see. Hold on, what's going on? Oh, that's extra audio. I don't need that. Okay, fixed it. Nice. All right, it's what is it? 2:30 here. That's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I'll try this new whiskey. I don't know if you're a whiskey drinker, Vaughn, or if you into this sort of thing, but this is a single malt Scotch. I don't know how old it is. It was a gift, and it's finished in a bourbon barrel. Let's see what kind of. I don't know. I tend to be a bourbon guy more than a Scotch guy, but I mean, whiskey's whiskey. Doesn't really matter to me whether it's Scotch, Irish, bourbon, American. I'm into it. Sweet. Honey, bread, caramel, cinnamon, maybe. Nice. It's healthy pour. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Saturdays tends to be my microfiber cloth, razor wipe down sesh. So nothing better for me than having a glass of whiskey, sometimes Captain Morgan, like Vaughn, and sometimes Scotch. But some sort of drink to accompany it. So, used to be a big Captain Morgan fan, but that was back in my college days when we had this, like, I forget what they called it, a soda stream. It like carbonated. You would put a bottle underneath of it, and then you'd fill it with water, and then you'd put in whatever syrup you wanted up top, and then it would force the syrup in and carbonate it. So what we used to do is we used to fill the bottle half with Captain Morgan. And half with water, and then we would use Coca-Cola, and we would make a cherry Coke. Done my time with Captain Morgan, believe me. So, here, let me take a sip. Nice. It's easy drinking. Scotch, honey, wheat. And to go with that today, we'll put in a general snus. Not too many snoozers these days, not too many dippers, but I find it's very relaxing. Nice. So, craziest thing I saw was a 3-story gravity bong with Bacardi 151. Man. That sounds like something out of Project X, or like one of those American Pie college frat movies or something. 3-story, huh? So what they had someone down in the lobby of whatever house or building it was, like packing the bong, and then you go up the stairs, and there's someone up there ripping their face off. Sounds like a good way to not enjoy the rest of the party, if you ask me. Crazy, man. Dude, I would too. Immediately throw. I mean, because you got to think, right? I mean, a normal bong, you can get bongs that are tiny, you know what I mean? But even like a normal bong, what is it, 12, 18 inches? Even that thing, it's a ton, right? You do 3 stories. I mean, by the time you even realize, oh, you know what, maybe this is too much, it's already, 20 feet worth of smoke, and it's all stale smoke too, You take all of that to the dome, and then what? You're supposed to still party? Not me, folks. Not me. Crazy. I've been there, done that. Or one of my buddies did that to me. Not the exact same thing, but we were at a party one time, I don't know, 18, 19 years old. And he was like, hey, man, you want to take a dab? I got a dab rig upstairs, and pack you a small one. I know you've never done one before. I'll pack you a small one. He packs me a small one. Dude, I'm like dying on the bed. I couldn't even, my ass could not leave the bed for the next hour, hour and a half. It was probably the craziest thing I've ever experienced. I think that's what gave me my social anxiety with smoking. I can't do it the same way anymore. So, not anymore. So, one thing, aside from cleaning all my razors, right, which I already soaked them all, right, and then I dry them, and then I spray them with a disinfectant, and then I sit here, and now they've all been sprayed with the disinfectant, and they're sitting. Now I just wipe them all down for the week. I like to plan out my shaves. So the one that I'm very, very excited for is this. It's the Supply. I don't know if you can. There it is, Supply SE. I got this off some dude on Facebook for $20 plus shipping. And it came with a tuck of, I think he only used one or two of them. So excited to try this thing. I know you've been using a lot of gem razors lately. I saw Barry over at Texan Shaves. He was using some. He's been using what was he using? Like a Schick injector razor. I see more and more people using Artist Club and gem razors lately. So I want to see what it's all about. Figured this was a good way to do it. I don't know. I'm hesitant. I got some coarse hair and I put a blade in it and like went on my arm. It seemed like super, super mild. So we'll see. It's just an injector. They come with a tuck. I don't know if it's branded anywhere. Yeah, Supply. It's branded right there. It comes with a tuck of I think 10 blades, but I think you can just fit it just anywhere. You just slot it in same way you would any other. Boom. You slide it. I think these are just rebranded Schick blades. So. And I think this is just, an overpriced injector. Although, I mean, it's metal. Do I have other stainless? Here's stainless. I don't know if it's stainless or not, but I don't know. It's high quality. So I figured my modern brain where I like CNC machining and I like the modern quality control better. This felt like the move for $20. I mean, I think I ended up paying $25 with shipping, so can't go wrong with this. I'm excited to try it. The only thing with it is this little screw here is how you get it out, and I swear they designed it like, if you can see, I don't know. There's just no room in here. There's no room to get your fingers, and it's not grippy enough, and it threads on too firmly. So if I ever need to get the blade out or I want to clean it or whatever, I can't get it out. So, but I'm excited. Like you say, Vaughn, I'm excited for the thicker blades. I think they'll help with the coarse hair. So, hey, if you aren't already, pour yourself a glass of something, man. I got nothing better going on Saturday. Allison's at a mutual friend's bridal shower / I don't know if it's a engagement party. I think it's a bachelorette part. I don't know. They're doing like a weekend, a whole day thing. Al will be back tomorrow. So get the whole day. Just been doing housework and sipping, chilling. Probably. Good for them. I'm still going to sit here and get housework and stuff done. So a male stripper. Do you think maybe he did like the Magic Mike and has like a fire hose over his Johnson, Like doing I don't even know what they do. But no, I think they're going to I heard the gist of the plan. I mean, I didn't pay attention to the whole thing, but I think they're going to this like chocolate. It's called the Bar of Chocolate. It's like a cocktail place nearby in one of the bigger cities around here. And they're starting there, and so you can get like Reese's cocktails and sorts of crazy crap that just sounds like a terrible hangover and a stomach ache, But they're going there, then they're going someplace else, and then they're playing some pool, and then they're going back to someone's house. Oh no, then they're going to like this like disco rave or something, and then they're going back to the house and watching the Barbie movie. I don't know. And then once they're back at the house, they get a bunch of games and stuff. Sounds like a long ass night. I'm good. I'd rather sit here, drink some whiskey, get some housework done, make a batch of soap later probably. Before I do that, I got to do all the dishes from the last batch I just did yesterday. Yeah, we're still small over here, so I still got to work with like normal pots and pans, you know. So I have 3 pots that I typically use, and they're big ones. I mean, I don't know the gallonage, but they're like this wide and they're like this tall. You know, the big ones. And just use those, but you got to clean those out. But man, I tell you, your maple apple cinnamon. Oh, David's here. Hey, welcome, David. Maple apple cinnamon soap makes me hungry every time I use it. Good stuff, though. Yeah, that's one of the ones that I made off a hunch. I was talking with Al, and I was like, man, we already sort of missed the maple apple cinnamon season. Nobody's gonna want it, but people have been getting it, and every time I smell that, I'm like, man, we sort of nailed it with that. I was looking to I live up in Maine, and so we're in New England. I don't know if there's apple orchards everywhere, but near us there's apple orchards and stuff. And every time you go, they have these maple apple cinnamon they have these apple cinnamon donuts. And man, those are so good. But also, whenever I like in the wintertime around here, there's maple syrup, there's maple trees and all this stuff. So there's maple syrup, and you go to those places and they have maple donuts. So fuse the two together. Oh, it's a good time. I will say though, if you bought early, the very, very, very first batch that I ever introduced with the maple apple cinnamon and the white chocolate nut and cherry, those two, I wasn't yet aware of how to reduce the fragrance load properly. So those 2 batches of scents were actually very strong fragrance-wise. The newer batches of white chocolate nut and cherry and maple apple cinnamon are in line with the rest of the line of good but not overpowering fragrances. So if your maple apple cinnamon or white chocolate nut and cherry is very overpowering, it's probably one of the early batches. And if you do refill, it'll be a little more subtle. So makes me want to eat oatmeal. Really? Oatmeal? I guess so. I guess we get those mixed boxes of Quaker, like instant oatmeal or whatever. And I think they have like a maple brown sugar one in there. I could see that. Or the apple cinnamon one, I think. I could see that too. I should have said shave soap. There's a heart right in the way. How do I get rid of that? I don't know how to get rid of that. I'm going to assume I haven't tried your bar soap. I don't think I have the maple apple cinnamon in the bar soap yet. I think we made 1 batch of it and it sold out like instantly at the farmer's market. I could do that again. Like I said, I've been hesitant with the maple apple cinnamon. I don't want to make too much of it because it's all out of season. And though soap is good for years, I mean, I don't really want to be selling people 1.5, 2-year-old soap. You know what I mean? I'd like to keep it. And once the soap is cured for a month and passes my test and I'm good to go with it, I don't want it to sit on the shelf for years and years. So I don't want to have too much stock. So when it gets closer to the season, I'll make maple apple cinnamon stuff in bulk again. So, but you'll like it, David. Did you end up getting any of the bar soaps? Vaughn said, your candles don't lather, do they? Question mark. Not in my experience trying to clean it out. One of my soaps was labeled as a candle, but I tried it and it lathered. LOL. Well, that's my bad then, Vaughn. I think, well, we use the same size, the thermal sticker labels that we use. It's the same 2x2 sticker that we use for the candle as we do for the CC1 refill. And it's entirely possible that I put a candle sticker on the refill. I'm sorry about that. I can send you a new sticker if you really want. Be cheap to ship it out there. I could probably stick it in an envelope. It's like 65 cents or whatever, you know. But also, if you have the refill puck and you already threw the box away, then I won't bother. So, okay, fair enough. David S. did not get the bar soap yet. You should try it out, man. It's so one of the things that we did before we actually finalized a recipe for the bar soaps was we went to farmers markets around us and tried pretty much anytime we were at a farmer's market and there was a soap maker there, we would get pretend that we're not soap makers. You know what I mean? Just be dum-dums. Walk in there and buy a sampling of their soaps and try all the soaps. And they were good. They were pretty good, at least. You know, some of them were better than others. And I paid attention to the ingredient labels on what soaps I liked and what soaps I didn't like. And I started narrowing it down. And then I went online and I formulated my own recipe. And I plugged some things in from here and some things from there and tossed this out and tossed that out and got a recipe that I like. It's not as, doesn't leave you quite so greasy as like, I found that Dr. Squatch and Dove left me a little bit greasy. They were just higher in other oils. Like, well, I won't go into all the details now, but I wanted it to be moisturizing because I get dry skin and it gets painful on my elbows and my fingers and hands and stuff. But I didn't want it to leave me oily. So I had to strike the balance. And I think we did a good job. So, and it's fairly reasonable pricing. I think when I cut the bars, they turn into like 4.5, maybe 5 ounces, depending on how much but I price it to the lowest end. So if you get a slightly bigger bar, then you got it for free. You never will get gypped for the minimum size bar. So, but they're good. I got a ton of Sterling soap bars to go through. I will try one at some point, though. Yeah, I've heard good things about their soap bars. Actually, let me look it up now. Let me see. Sterling Soap Company. All shop, shave, personal products, bath soap. Let me see. I don't need to go into all of them. I'll just go to the almond cream one. I'm going to assume they use the same recipe for everything. Tallow, RSPO, so palm oil, coconut oil, water, olive oil, castor oil, hydroxide fragrance, sodium lactate. Okay, so it's a tallow based. Coconut oil is, well, they do more palm oil than I do. Okay. I do stearic acid instead of the coconut oil. Makes it a little bit firmer. I skipped the olive oil. And I had some almond oil instead of the olive oil. So probably fairly similar though. So, I mean, if you like the Sterling ones, go get them. I do this whole thing as a hobby. I'd love to see it grow someday. But we own all of the product, all the inventory, all the equipment. We own it outright. We're not in debt with it. You know what I mean? We have other jobs. So I'm not going to shill it like crazy or crap on other companies or whatever. Sterling soap. I know I like their shave soap. I assume their bar soaps are good. You got a bunch? Use them. Awesome, man. I tried Buchanan once. It made me super itchy and dry. Exact same, man. Exact same. I tried, what was it there? Buffalo Trace one, the bourbon one. Super dry, super drying. I mean, it's a huge bar. Like, that's sort of a selling point for them, right? They say, like, what is it, $7 or $8 for the huge bar. But it's unwieldy. It's too big. Kept dropping the dang thing, And if it leaves you dry, doesn't leave you feeling good, then what's the point? So, sipping on anything, David? Let me see here. Yeah, I like the Buchanan stuff. I like the Squatch stuff too. That's the thing these days, right? Everyone and their mother makes what you need, and almost all of them will do what you need as well. It's more just about like who you want to give your money to, Like if you don't like the recipe that Buchanan has or Dr. Squatch does or whatever, then you try a different one, and then when you find a company that makes a soap you like or makes a whatever that you like, and you like the company, then you support them. So, hey, it's a hot one out there. So nothing wrong with water, my friend. Maybe one day when you hit it big and, oh man, how do I fix this? I can't see. Maybe one day when you hit it big, a custom Collette razor that kills the R41. Yeah, that would be the goal. I daydream about making a razor. I daydream about how to do an adjustable twist to open that doesn't use the raising and lowering plate system. Like, let me see, there it is. I got a Gillette Slim right here. So I dream of making a adjustable twist to open razor that doesn't do the collar. And what my brain has come up with is I feel like if you you basically keep the twist to open tray as it is, remove the bottom collar here with the moving pieces, and instead adopt something like a Game Changer or a Rockwell plate system. Then what you do is you would drop the plates, boom, in the drop the plate in, put your razor blade in, and stitch it down, and you have an adjustable twist to open razor. You get all the benefits, but well, it wouldn't be. You wouldn't have this mechanism. You wouldn't have to open it up and then adjust it and then close it down. You know, there's less pieces in here to worry about breaking, stop working. And I think if I did it that way, you could CNC it out of stainless steel or titanium, so it'd be sturdy. And I think I would do that while keeping not this type of design, but the Viking blade style as well. Though Viking blade quality control sucks. The way they did this base plate, it's all one solid piece. Over here, it's all flat, and they just mill everything out of it. So it's just a thought. All right, any luck with the TTOs? I just get bad shaves. Yeah, well, I think that's just an inherent design flaw with it. I mean, I won't say that I get bad shaves exclusively with the TTO, but I do find, just because of the design of them, they're over-engineered for one, easier to break for two, and three, they don't clamp the blade as well, because they're not clamping the blade as close to the edge as a more modern razor does. So I'm with you, but they aren't all made the same. You know, I know I've talked about this on some of my earlier videos, and I know Vaughn was watching then. I don't know if you were then, David, but I got lucky with this Vikings blade, and I got a good one at the very least. But the way they designed this base plate, that's how I would design a twist to open razor. Doing a base plate like this, I would make the inside less bulky in here, and then I would basically do drop-in plates, almost like shims, drop-in shims basically, and you would adjust the razor that way. And then maybe that way I could make it so that you have open comb plates, closed comb plates. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if it's worth doing. I know it's very expensive to machine razors, to machine anything really. It's like $200 an hour or something, and that includes design and that includes manufacturing and all that. So unless I'm making 100 plus razors at a time, it's not worth it. So that's way down the line. But the shirt, grew up with a Game Boy in my hands. Hey, me too, man. I still remember my I don't remember if it was my third, fourth, fifth, early birthday when my mom got me one of those. It wasn't even one of the color ones yet. It was one of the really old Game Boys, and it had on the side there was a little dial, and it would control like how much black tone was fed into it. This was just black and white, and I don't even think it was backlit, because I remember having this little plug-in over the top like reading light style thing for it. Man, those are the days. Those are the days. And I'm pretty sure I never had a NES, but I did have a Super Nintendo growing up, and that was my jam, man. Killer Instinct, Super Bonk, Punch Out, Mortal Kombat, like 2 or 3 or something. So had to get an Atari Lynx. Barely play. Yeah, see, well, that's your problem there. See, should have gotten an Atari Lynx. At that time, I think you couldn't have gone wrong with the Sega or with the Nintendo. I think when the PS1 came out, it was still early, and I think any of those other knockoff ones were not for me. Give the Nintendo a little blow, and then you put your finger in the thing, blow out the center, and just jam that bad boy in. Worked every time, man. It depends. Some of the used vintage razors are not aligned. I assume you mean not misaligned or bent. Yeah, totally. I don't have any problem with them. Every vintage razor I've gotten, I've had to adjust myself because they've all been slightly bent or whatever. But I imagine if you spend slightly more money on eBay or whatever, you can get a nicer one. But that's just the thing. Like I mean, some people dislike the video I made, but I still stand by what I said with that video, which was love the vintage razors, love how they shave. I think they're awesome razors. But I don't want to put a new person under my recommendation into a position where they could order something that doesn't work for them. So that's why, once you're more experienced, get one of these. Awesome. Or if you know what you're looking for, get one of these. Or if you're willing to fix it, get one. But if you don't know what you're doing, don't get one. So I would much rather send them down the direction of the Game Changer because it's CNC machined and there's no moving parts and it's going to work. So in worst case, it doesn't work well enough, and so they get a, gappier plate or, whatever. But that's just my thought process. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Still remember that. Oh, their ads. Yeah, but what did Sega? I mean, really, all that came out of Sega that I can remember was Sonic, Mega Man. No, wait, was Mega Man Nintendo? Mostly it was just Sonic, I think, right? Phantasy Star. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I don't think it was ever as big. I mean, Nintendo was just huge. Remember, all my friends had a Nintendo. My dad still had a Nintendo. Everyone had Nintendo. But it never really mattered because back then we didn't have memory cards or whatever. So you still were starting fresh every time you went over. But Streets of Rage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Streets of Rage. That was a good one, man. And you know what the beauty was of all those old games? There wasn't so much like advertiser money at stake, you know what I mean? So you'd put the game in, turn the console on, you'd go through like one startup screen where it said like either Sega or Nintendo, and then one more startup screen of like the publisher of the game studio, and that was it. And then you were at the main menu. You didn't have to watch like all these stupid ads or anything like that. And then you get into the menu and it's like single player, split screen, training, quit or something like that. It's so simple. Nowadays, I can't even remember the last time I booted a game up, but I remember booting a game up on my phone and it was just like pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up. Craziness. I liked them all, yeah. Best of all worlds. I still think Dreamcast was ahead of its time. We just weren't ready for it. Yeah. Honestly, that's a good point. I was just watching a documentary a few months back saying exactly that. Dreamcast was actually the best of them all, but it just nobody was into it. And if people were into it, we might still be doing Dreamcast 7s these days or something like that. So now it's all about emulation. Dude, absolutely. That's part of the reason I stuck with Android for so long, is because I could easily emulate on my phone. But so a Neo Geo, dude, I don't even know what a Neo Geo is. What was that? Neo Geo. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, that would have been sick. You could probably get one. What are they going for? eBay. What are they going for? $400, $500. This one's 20,000, but it comes with all the games and stuff. You kind of need the games, so. Hey, you have all these titanium razors, Vaughn. You may as well just go and get a $20,000, gaming console controller and a game collection. Come on. What's wrong with you? What are you doing? Just sitting here talking about it. What if you die tomorrow and you'll never have gotten to have one? Just order it. Just kidding. Don't do that. Back a second one in here. It's a good whiskey, man. Glen Rothers. This is good. I don't know if it's huge, if you can get it, throughout the country, or if it's just regional or something, but it's a Speyside, so it's imported. I don't know. Beautiful. Nothing like some snus, some whiskey. Man, if only I had some friends over, we could start a tabletop game. But rather buy a new Carbon TI than the Neo Geo. Yeah, I'm probably with you. I mean, how many times would you use the stupid thing? I left a review on your website the other day. Wouldn't let me go back up in the post and add any further detail. Dude, I absolutely hate the way that Squarespace handles the reviews for products. I'm absolutely going to be switching to Shopify next year. I'll have to rebuild the whole site, but Squarespace basically just does, do you want product reviews? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Well, we'll send an automated email after 14 days from purchase for the customer to leave a review. That's it. And all I can do with you can't edit the review. You can't go in and manually add a review. I can't comment on your review. All I can do is leave it public or hide it. And all you can do is leave it once you get the email. So I've been very unhappy with the way that Squarespace does it. But it's all set up now, and it's already paid for the year. So I'll look into it for next year. I think it's important for the reviews to be easier to use and more accessible and maybe more informative. I saw a site recently where I was looking at, I forget what I was looking at, but it was clearly a Squarespace site. I can just tell just by the way it's all designed and laid out and all that it was Squarespace. And it looked like on the product reviews, there was a thing that said like quick summary, and it like summarized all of the reviews, all the pros and cons that everyone left and stuff. It must use AI or something, but that looked really cool. So I'm sorry. Let me see what your review said, David. Let's see. CCSC, Squarespace.com. Selling tools, product reviews. Yes, soap smells great. I was told it smells like Christmas. I totally get that because you got the maple apple cinnamon. Easy to build a good lather, was very protective. I agree. Once applied stayed on the skin until removed with the razor. I agree. Funnily enough, I still have on my wall, right behind my sink, I've been leaving it just to see how long it stays. I may as well take it down at this point. A glop of lather from one of my shaves. It's stuck to the wall right behind the sink. Tiny little piece of it right behind the sink. It's been there for over a week now. Lather does not break down. There's enough stearic acid in there for sure. So, tested on 2 and 3 days worth of growth with what shavers consider sharp. No cuts or razor burns. Easy to clean off the razor. Left no white residue. Yep, totally agree. That was the goal, man. Simple. I was same thing with the bar soaps as with the shave soaps. I was trying Barrister Man, Ariana Evans. I had one tub of Mitchell's Wolf Fat. I had the Razor Rock soaps, Taylor Rolled Bond Street, some cheapo, all the soaps. And they're absolutely great. But I noticed that even with the Vanderhagen cheapo $2 puck from Hannaford, if I took the time to build a good lather with it, it worked fine. I mean, it wasn't exceptional or anything, but it worked fine. And when I used Barrister Man, which in my opinion, it's the most complicated recipe, and judging by everyone on Reddit and everywhere else, it seems like either that or Ariana Evans is like the most respected, maybe Phoenix, like the most respected recipe. And I didn't think all of that was, needed. So I just tried to work backwards. All right, let's start with the most simple recipe we absolutely can. All right, beautiful. Does that work? No? All right, let's try adding this. Does that work? Yes. Okay, so we're at a baseline here, And that's just how we went. And after all the recipes, I just left it at the CC1, which is as basic as can be, and the CC2, which is as fancy as I'm willing to make it. Because I don't want to start charging $30 a tub. 20 bucks a tub for 4 ounces or $30 a tub for 5. No thanks. I wanted the price point to be $15 or less, and I wanted it to be a full tub. So, yeah. He said it takes a lot of water to make it lather in one of his interviews. Wait, I'm back here. I tried to be super detailed and was wanted to add detail. Would have to delete the entire post. Said good enough, I guess. Yeah, that's the goal, really. I'd leave a review, but I haven't had an email yet. Even checked spam. Yeah, Vaughn, I think when you first bought the soap, I'm not certain I had the. I had to pay extra for the package for the automation. They called it, which is like the thank you for your order. Here's the automated review, all that stuff. And then when I turned it on, I don't think it retroactively sent them. So I think you're going to need to wait until the second, your second order hits the 14-day mark, which I think I can tell you right here. Let me see. Review pending on June 27th, which makes it a what? July, 4th of July, and then past Thursday. Wait, you should have got it this past Thursday, I would think. I don't know. Interesting. He has said it requires a lot of water to make it lather in one of his interviews. What are you talking about? Are you talking about Barrister Man? Are you talking about Ariana Evans? I personally found that Barrister Man takes a lot of water to make lather. Yeah. It stays sort of pasty for a long time. And I found that it never really whips up quite as voluptuous. Yeah, Barrister Man. Yeah, I found that like when it gets properly hydrated, it performs better than almost anything else. But also, it never really gets like poofy. It sort of just turns into like this super hydrating, slick, you know. I don't know. It's It's almost more like gooey, like runny gooey than fluffy. You know what I mean? Like even if I put all the soap in the world at the bottom of my bowl and go to town, it never like pops. But yeah, like you said, it's more of a paint soap. It like paints on, and that's exactly it. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that. I just found that my skin fairly clear. You know, right now post shave, it always looks really really bad, like right during and after the shave, like on my videos and stuff. But it's usually very clear, and I never noticed a difference in my skin personally between the super super cheap soap and the really really expensive soaps. And really the ingredients list in the middle of them was more of just a performance during thing. How slick was it? How well did it cut? How well did it glide? All of that stuff. I never found that like having the super expensive crazy nice soap did anything post shave or skin health wise. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll need to make a CC3. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe other people disagree, but personally, I use Thayer's and I use Nivea Sensitive. And after I get home from work, I brush my teeth and I wash my face with a cleanser and all that stuff. And I've never found the need to have this crazy fancy soap. I don't feel like it makes any sort of difference for me. So, and all the soaps, even the crazy nice ones, still have me looking red and stuff while I'm shaving. So, I don't know. I agree. I like the wave scent. It reminds me of, is it Cool Wave? Cool Waters was the Davidoff cologne. Cool Waves was the Gillette aftershave. Yeah, I think it's inspired by Cool Wave, the old Gillette aftershave. So, what tabletops do you play? Actually, now that you mention that, I've always wanted to get invited to a legit tabletop group and meet weekly or something. Every once in a while, I'll go online and I'll do whatever free online group. I mean, let me look. I'll look at it now. Like there's like a online chat room where you meet up with some random people and you'll do like a 4-hour campaign and that's it. But I've never had a group of people where we did like Warhammer or Dungeons and Dragons or anything. I really, really, really would like to get into that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, and I know more and more people are doing it like online. Well, they'll have like a DM like on the computer and they'll do it all virtually. They'll do like a virtual board and visualizations and stuff. And then everyone like, Discord's in or whatever. Maybe that'll be me someday. But right now, nothing. Right now, I don't play any tabletops right now. I would like to play either Dungeons and Dragons or Warhammer. I do expect that if I got into Warhammer, though, I would waste all of my money on figures. Mostly because I wouldn't be able to paint them myself, and I would pay out the butt for other people to, yeah, like you said, it's too expensive. I know I saw online there's people that were like pre-painting figures and stuff, and it was getting so expensive just looking at it. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make an army. I'm gonna need this, and 10 of these. And it was like $1,000 out the door. I was like, I never even played it seriously. So, but I do read some of the 40K books, so I'm up on the lore. I mean, not like really up on the lore, but more than the average person, I'd say. And it's really interesting. It's probably like the biggest, deepest lore of any universe, you could imagine to play tabletop in. So I would love to play 40K. I think D&D is more accessible probably. And I know a really, really, really long time ago, we used to just play Risk. That little game with like the map and you just have, I don't even remember what it was. I think it was just numbers, like number tiles on the board, whatever. But that game would take forever. So, and you didn't need figurines and stuff. So, I made one Dark Angels army and quit. Yeah. Well, you made it though, David? You made it? So you actually like got the blank figures and you actually, painted them and stuff? or did you buy like a Dark Army already built? I think they have that on Steam. Which one? They have 40K on Steam as like a virtual tabletop? Or are you talking about Axis and Allies? Oh, Risk, yeah. Hey, I'd be down to do a virtual tabletop group. The problem is getting everyone. I mean, we're grown-ups now, you know what I mean? It's hard to dedicate, 4+ hours every week to something. But I'd love to do that. If you're offering, I'll join. I got Steam on my laptop. Can probably play it as long as it's Mac compatible. I think even not, I could probably use Shadowplay. Hey, Loki. Come here, buddy. Come here. He's coming. That guy's a terror. Absolute terror. He's the reason I got to shut the door to the bathroom every morning. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know you're a grown man, but you got a wussy meow. Meow. Sound like Gary. If Gary had his balls chopped off. Bought the boxes I wanted and had a guy I know paint them for me. He's a Blood Angels player. Gotcha. Yeah, what are the ones that always... I think the Necrons are the people that always... Necrons. Is that who they were? Yeah. The Necrons were always so cool to me because I remember when I played World of Warcraft, the first character I ever made was an undead. And I was always like, man, those Necrons look so cool, man. I think it's so cool. You got the tech, you got the all the green, magic energy and all that. Man, the Necrons are badass. Well, all of the factions are badass in Warhammer. So I don't know what faction my cat would be from, but whatever faction it is, it's the knows how to open doors and is an absolute menace kind, I'll tell you that. And the sheds all over everything kind. Yeah. So you guys entered in the 100 sub Shave Dad giveaway? If you are you gonna go with the Shave Dad? Are you gonna go with the Game Changer? Necrons have been reading about the Tower recently as well. Yeah, dude, if you're actually reading, David, there's so much. I could send you. I made it a Kindle list of all the books to get, and I'm just slowly reading through them. There's so many, like Horus Heresy, and there's a ton of them. If you're into reading and you like Warhammer, you should let me know. I'll send you over the list. So ready to lose that razor. Yeah, I'm fine with losing it. I'm not a sore sport. I put it up for Auntie. I'm okay with losing it. I got plenty of razors, man. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I got 19 razors, and I like all of them. And so who cares, man? I'll get rid of this. It's nice. It's cool. It's exclusive. Love the handle. Not for me. I don't let my hair grow that long, so it would be fine as a daily shaver, but whatever, man. I'd rather give it to the community, especially for people that aren't part of the Shave Dad group or missed the original sign up or, whatever. If someone wants it, they can have it. But also, I'll just put this out there. The Game Changer 68 on a Super Neural, in my opinion, is a better buy. And in this case, it's a better win. I mean, this could be the last razor you ever need. And worst case, you just buy another plate or whatever. This thing's sweet. So I have so many in my Kindle and Audible library right now. I'll never get to them all. Yeah. I think when I was making the Kindle list, I tried to get the omnibuses as much as I could. But even then, there's still like 40-something, like 40, 50 books, like Kindle separate books. And a lot of them are omnibuses. So many. Massive amount. So we're slowly working through it. I know I'm excited to see. I know I've been hearing about Henry Cavill doing a 40K show for a long time. If they decide to do that, I hope they actually do it and don't pull a Witcher on us or a Game of Thrones on us. I hope they actually do it. Hire a bunch of nerds. Hire people that actually play 40K that like 40K. and don't give a crap about the money. Just make the best show they can. They're rich anyway. Just do it as a passion project. Too many shows are about making money these days, and they all suck. They all suck. All of them. It really ticks me off. It's like every show. I couldn't even watch the second season of House of the Dragon. Although maybe that's my fault. I gave up halfway through the first episode, but it feels like every good show is good for a season, and then the second season they start ramping up all the BS, and then by the third season they're not. I don't even know what they're talking about anymore. One says Fallout isn't too bad. Honestly, I didn't give Fallout too much of a shot. I don't know how much there is to Fallout. Like I played New Vegas. I played Fallout 4. I tried playing the original Fallout, which is like a CRPG, click to move, that sort of thing. That was pretty fun. But I never thought Fallout was like that deep, like, I don't know. It's not like my kind of world, I like Game of Thrones was a good world. I read all the books. I watched the show. I didn't really like the latter seasons, but I like something where there's like a deep lore, like something happens and like there's an ancient reason for it, And I know in Fallout, the lore is pretty much like, oh, they blew up the world, and all the lore is like finding, things that happened, in the vaults in the time that between then and where you are in Fallout. So I don't know what the lore of the show is, but put 3K hours in Fallout 3, but New Vegas is my favorite, even with the bugs. Yeah. And also New Vegas is the first one that you could start like modding and stuff, right? So I can't remember you were able to do modding and stuff in Fallout 3, but New Vegas was so sweet. The best of the Fallouts. Better than 4, for sure. So Battletech has some deep lore. Battletech. Is that anime that was like Gundam? There was like there's a ton of them. There's like an anime Gundam or something like that. I don't know if I remember. What was Battletech? Battletech. Oh, okay. It's like the mech war game. Yeah, does it? I know that's the sort of thing you could like absolutely lose yourself in. You need to be careful with games like that. It'll eat your whole life. Mech warrior. Yeah. Do that power fantasy, suiting up in a giant mech, just brawling it out. But that'll eat your life up, man. Those things, man, you got to be careful with games. I don't know if you guys have played this, but I used to play Path of Exile a lot. That's a game that, man, I sunk probably 4,000 hours total into Path of Exile, which isn't even that much. Compared to some people. And I was barely even scratching the surface. I've been playing that game for almost 10 years. I finally just got to the point where I was like, I got to stop playing this. It destroys your life. But thank you, Path of Exile, for my life being so good these days. I'll tell you that. Did a heck of a lot better job teaching me things than high school did. That's for dang sure. If you don't know, it's like a Diablo-style game, action RPG. Lore isn't that good, but it's the kind of game where you can like watch a video on YouTube of a new build for the upcoming season, and it'll be like an hour-long video, and there'll be literally zero gameplay. It'll all be spreadsheets, this program called Path of Building, and a dude talking. And at the end of that hour and a half video, the comment section will be like, oh my God, mind blown. Craziest build I ever seen. And it's like, no one played anything. But it's because it's a game for nerds, You see a skill tree that's massive. You'll never know what every node on the skill tree is, Interactions to the moon, They separate everything you could possibly think of, they've thought of and inputted in the game. And it's just for thinkers, man. I really credit my life turning out the way it has for that game. Managing money, coming up with creating things on my own, finding creative solutions to problems. Just, man, and persistence, man. Never got into the WoW craze. I just had no interest. I've seen it destroy some lives, though. Yeah, dude. Well, I would say that WoW was probably the first game. Was it? It was the first game to like really hit it big, that literally just destroyed lives, man. Maybe like that and Counter-Strike. But like, wow. Looking back on it, all of my friends and myself, we never even read the quests, you know. We'd like watch the cutscenes, but really it was just about being immersed in the world. We didn't even know all of the lore, you know. We didn't know about Sylvanas, and I don't even know about WoW lore anymore. It's so crazy now. But that was a game you could just straight up get lost in. So awesome. Hey, we got 5 people watching right now. That's impressive. Thanks, David. Thanks, Vaughn, for being here the whole time. I totally expected to turn the stream on and have nobody watching, but I'm glad that now we're just sitting here talking about WoW, EverQuest, MechWarmer, 40K. But all the new people, welcome on in. Say hi. So EverQuest, many late shows to work, dude. Wasn't EverQuest the one where you had to pay, like, for your time? You had to pay. Those were the like dial-up days. I remember EverQuest being on my computer, and I had to ask my mom if she was going to be using the phone anytime soon. And I remember I had to pay for not just like monthly subscription, but I had to pay for game time, like to use it. That was crazy. Yeah. Yep. I can't say it was all horrible. I saw some people who met their spouses from it. Yep. I mean, think about it, dude. I mean, I see the people I work with for 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day if I, include my lunch. 9 hours a day. So from, I see my wife from, 5:30 or 6 o'clock at night until like 10 o'clock at night. So it's like, 4 hours, let's call it 4 hours a night. But I see the people I work with for like, 8, 9 hours. Just imagine that, like, you have no life outside of work and the game you're playing, and you're playing game with the same people, and you're just chilling with this chick for 8, 9 hours. And at the time, it probably would have been Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, and the same chick in there, and you guys are raiding for 6, 7, 8 hours a night every night. Heck yeah, you'd be good friends with them, if you actually know for sure she's a chick, and you guys both like WoW, you guys got something in common, you can get married, screw it. I've seen worse relationships. So, I tried to get Al into a game for years, where I just gave up and stopped playing them myself. But man, how cool would it be to have a wife that, like, you and her play the same game and you play it for hours a night every night together? That'd be sick, actually. Re-up time. Good. This is good. Gotta be careful. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. I learned from the original Xbox. I didn't want to talk to people online. The most social place I didn't want to be. Yeah. Yep. I can 100% agree with that. I remember. I don't know if it was OG. I wasn't an Xbox guy. I was a Nintendo guy. So I was on the GameCube and the PS1 and the PS2, and then the Wii. And it wasn't until the PS3 that I actually had like real, true online, free, social gaming. And that was all Modern Warfare 2, man. That was the worst kind of lobbies. That was people telling me they were gonna like track me down and do all these crazy things to me and my mother. And all at the end of the day, we were just killing each other with throwing knives after a 360. Something stupid. Didn't care much for console. Yeah, lots of kids with open mics. It's exactly what it was, man. It's exactly what it was. Open mics, kids, immature lobbies. But those were the days, man. Those are the days. Some of the best gaming memories I have are when I was like 12, 13, 14 on my PlayStation in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 in the lobbies with my friends. Some of the best memories there, man. Man. Yeah, oh brother's right. And you know what? You know what's funny is when you think back on that too, it was such a different time for one. Like at that time, you had to pay for your minutes for your cell phone, right? So like you had to pay for your minutes for your cell phone. If you're on the computer, the only chatting you could do was like Skype or Ventrilo. Or you could do like AOL chat or whatever, but nobody used it then. So like that was like the first time that we could all like hop on a game together and like chat and just shoot the crap and have a good time. You know, those PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, you know, voice chat. We spent all our time there, man. It was the best time. And since as like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, you know, when I got older and I played games with my friends still, it was never, ever, ever it was never the same. We were always busy getting pulled away, you know. Man, that moment where everyone's having a great time in the chat, you know, and you hear just out of the corner, you hear, Robert, get your ass down here, you know, and everyone starts roasting him, going crazy. Those are the days, man. Oh, brother. 5. Yeah, holy moly. I was very scared. I remember a few years ago when I was streaming on Twitch, I would stream for like one person, 2 people. And I'm stoked I got 5 people in here right now. Welcome, guys. Collette Classic. Ask me anything. Talk about whatever. Didn't even text until I met my wife. I just figured if I wanted to talk to you, I'd call you or something. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember, but back in the time that we're talking about here, texting was like, you had like 200 texts a month, you know, or like 500, or if you were rich, you had like 2,000, but they didn't even have unlimited plans yet, you know, like unlimited plans came later, but you had to be very careful with the amount of text you sent. And we didn't have like keyboard phones or touchscreens or anything. So we had those stupid, you know, like press A3, you know, the T9, I think they called it, crappy typing. Why would you text? I never texted back then. It wasn't until, you know, smartphones came out that texting was like a big thing. But I think our generation was like, I mean, I don't know, I'm almost 30 now, so unlimited nights and weekends. yeah. Well, that's what one of my buddies and I, when we were playing Call of Duty World at War on the Wii, the Wii didn't have voice chat at the time. And so we actually had our cell phones on speakerphone with each other. But we could only do it starting at like 8 or 9 o'clock or whatever, because then it was night, so then the minutes didn't count. I remember that, man. Crazy times. So, but I'm like almost 30 now. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm of the generation that I this constant access with all my friends and family and stuff almost makes me less inclined to text you. You know, it's like, I know I can text you. I know I can call you. If you call me and I miss the call and you leave a voicemail or whatever, I see that you called me. I'll call you back when I can. I'm almost like the worst texter I know. You text me, if I'm not on my phone already, and, you know, then the chances of me getting you back quickly is very, very slim. It's very coincidental when I'm a quick responder with things. I don't know if that's just because we just knew a time before all of that crap, or if, I don't know what it is. I have friends where, like, if I text them, they'll text back like instantly, and I see them getting texts from people and they text back instantly, and it's like they're always calling and FaceTiming and Snapchatting and messaging and doing all this crap, and I just never use my phone. You know, why? You have a whole life out here. You know, drink your whiskey, clean your house, go play some disc golf. You know, play some golf. You know, do whatever. Just live your life. Don't be stuck in your phone all the time. So, yeah. All right. Well, we're coming up on the hour mark here. I think I'm going to leave it as a hour-long stream, or a sub-hour-long stream. That way I can keep it posted up on YouTube and see what happens. So I really appreciate you guys coming in and chatting and hanging out for a little bit. I'm not going to stay here all night, you know what I mean? But 4, maybe 5 people throughout the stream, that was awesome. I appreciate you guys. Just for that, just for you guys joining the stream, I'm going to do an exclusive extra. If you were in the stream, and I can look back at the chat logs, for this giveaway, I'll give you an extra entry in the Razer giveaway. So it's already going to be a lot of work because I'm doing it over multiple videos. But thanks for guys for being here. So I appreciate you coming and hanging. Hope you had a chill time. Helped you with the afternoon. Go pour yourself a drink. Grab a bottle of water. You know, go light a smoke. Go play some golf. Do something. Enjoy the weekend. It's a beautiful day. So until next time, you guys. I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope you keep it classic. So, see you.